First of all, we have to define the word relationship. And by dictionary definition, it says the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected. Relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected. So I'll break the word relationship into three for you. You have to write it down. The first one is word relate. The second one is a suffix. Suffix is something you add to a word to kind of change the definition or the meaning of the word. The second one is shun, T-I-O-N. After relate, you have shun. And the third one in the word relationship is sheep, S-H-I-P. Now I'm going to go over them one by one. Relate means to make a connection, to be connected by blood or marriage. Relate also means to sympathize, to empathize with. So relate in summary means to do what? Connect with someone or something. The next word, T-I-O-N, like I said, is a suffix. You add it to a word to kind of change the meaning, to give it a new meaning or a new dimension. For instance, let me use the word addict. Addiction is when you add shun to the word addict. It turns addict is just being hooked on something. Addiction is the continuous process of being hooked to that thing. So education is the continuous process of educating. So shun usually takes a word and stretch it over time, makes it a continuous process. So relate, when you add shun, is the continuous process of what? Connecting with someone or something. Now the third word, sheep. Sheep is a vessel larger than a boat that transports goods or people from one place to another. Take note, sheep is a vessel that transports goods and people by sea from one place to another. Now we are talking of relationship, which means we are not talking of a physical sheep. So relationship is a vessel of connection, a connection process between one person and the other that takes people or those people from one place to another. Which means the most interesting or the most important part of a relationship is not the communication, is not the process, but it is what? The place they are going, because every ship that moves out must have what? A destination. If a ship leaves the dock and gets into the sea without a destination, you are heading into the abyss. You will be lucky if you end up in a good place. Most likely you are heading for destruction. You'll be at sea till your fuel finishes and you're going to drown, or you'll be lost. So the most important part of a ship is what? The destination, where it is going. A destination means the place to which something or someone is going or being sent, a futuristic or expected outcome. Destination is taken from the Latin word destinare, which means the action of intending someone or something for a particular purpose. So destination means purpose. Now, since relationship is not a physical ship, we are not dealing with a physical destination. It is a mental ship. We are dealing with what? A mental destination, a purpose. And purpose is the reason for something. Purpose is the reason why something is done, or the intention for something. The future outcome expected for something. In other words, purpose in this case, shares the definition with something we call vision. Vision is a mental image of the future. So the most important thing for a relationship to work is that it must have what? A purpose. It must have what? A vision. It means that before you get into a relationship with somebody, for anybody, business relationship or emotional relationship, a relationship to get a life partner, whichever relationship you are getting into, it must have what? Be subject to what? A destination, a purpose, a vision. This is what is lacking in so many relationships, that relationships are failing today. A lot of people just enter relationship out of emotions. It's not calculated based on a vision. What I'm trying to tell you is that every man must have a vision before getting a relationship, especially when we're talking about what? Life partner. Every man must have a vision. Imagine a relationship without a vision. It's like a ship without a destination. You are lost at sea. The purpose of having a vision, the advantage of having a vision or a purpose is this: it tells you the kind of person needed for your relationship. A lot of people are with the wrong person because there was no defined purpose. Unfortunately, we live in a time where we are chasing paychecks, we are not chasing purpose. So a lot of us are living from day to day, from job to job. There is no definition of our future. We have no mental image of the future that we want to build for our families, for our life, personal goals, our purpose. We have none of that. A lot of us have none of that. Well, we just got to an age, so okay, now I have a job, so I'm old enough to get married. So you just find somebody, and this is the problem. In the long run, there is no shared vision between man and wife, and where vision doesn't align, there's what? Division. Write that down. In a situation where vision does not align, there is division. Most marriages, the man and the wife have no use for each other because their visions are so wide apart. Their value system wide apart. All these things were not put in place before they went to look forward somebody to get on that ship with that relationship. All these things were not considered. Your vision for your future, it entails your value system. It entails what kind of family you want. All these things were not defined before most people got in relationship. They just felt, oh, I'm older now, I'm at a certain age, I must find a girlfriend, I must find a boyfriend. And so they do these things, and then time passes and say, you know what, we've been dating for a while, why not we take it to the next step? Let's go meet our parents, let's get married. There is no alignment of what? Vision or purpose. So what you see is two people on a ship heading in different direction. Two people who expect emotional dependency, expect a lot from each other, but you know what? They are not going in the same direction. They don't see the future the same way. So before you get into a relationship, you must have a vision for yourself, for your life. You must understand, first of all, God's vision for you, His purpose, the gift He gave you, what He was expecting you to deliver when you came to the earth. You must have that knowledge. Then you must set out your own vision, define your life based on that. You must know all these things and work out all these things. You don't necessarily have to be there, but you are working towards them. You must know all these things before you get into a relationship. The perfect example is what Adam. God created man, gave him an assignment in Genesis 1 verse 28, put him in a garden in Genesis 2. But if you notice, God looked at him and said what? In Genesis 2:18, let me get him what? A help, meet for him. He didn't say let me get him a lover. The person is a help. A help only comes when there's a task, and a task is attached to what? Vision, purpose, destination. So the person that comes into that relationship with you is seen as a help, and you are also a help to that person. So the most important thing for a relationship to work is what? Vision.